like to call the meeting to order. Can we, all stand for a pledge of allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we remain standing for a moment of silence so that we can remember the 139 firefighter fatalities and their families that we lost in 2021 and the 9 since the beginning of the year? Let us also remember New Haven police officer Diane Gonzalez, who passed away from her injuries earlier this month from injuries sustained while working. Thank you. Item number 4, approval of the minutes from the regular monthly meeting from November 4th, 2021. Can I get a motion? A motion, Mr. Chairman. Motion's made by Alex. Seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes for the regular monthly meeting December 9th, 2021. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Chairman's report. Chairman has nothing at this time now, other than I'm thankful for the way that the commission was turned over to me, that Dorothea left us in pretty good shape with the way things are standard, so I'm very pleased about that, and thank you, Dorothea.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Chief's monthly report.
Good evening. The EMS response report for the last month shows on-time percentage is back up over 91%. Our EMS liaison will be meeting with AMR's rep to go over calls to look for, continue to look for calls for areas of improvement. In regard to personnel, we're well into processing 2 candidates for hire on January 31st. In regard to recruitment, we had firefighter career days set up at Ward and Ludlow last week. I observed Ward the other day. There were 9 students that came in. 2 were female and 2 were minority. Outreach to churches is in process, I'm sorry. Let's see, next. Capital plan workshop was held yesterday. We were not asked any questions. Let's see, the projects that we have going before the capital plan workshop are the fire station rehab, and for $250,000 we're asking for again, and the local share for an SCBA replacement plan. We're trying to get an AFG grant. We just want to get the local share from the town. In regard to facilities, the Station 1 dorm is making good progress. We're putting cubicles up, we've got carpet, we're putting lighting there, and we just got lockers, so it's starting to look like something. The fire marshal's room, we have construction going on as we speak. It's for the new fire marshal position, so it's a room that we had DPW carve out, and they're doing excellent work. We're looking at the quality and the speed. It's very admirable. They're doing a great job. In regard to the regular fiscal year 23 budget, we just went to the first step, which was presenting our budget to the first selectwoman, and that went well. We had the meeting with her and the chief administrative officer, the chief financial officer, and the budget director. And let's see, in regard to CERT emergency management, the fire department did a lot of work in the last 2 Sundays in logistical support. They loaded trucks. It wasn't really seen too much even in our publications, but they loaded trucks out in the back here. They brought all that equipment to the scenes of distribution. They brought trailers there. They took all the equipment out and set them out for CERT personnel. And so it was great work by the fire department personnel, and also police personnel who were there, and of course CERT, who on each occasion gave us at least 30, more than 30 CERT volunteers to help with the distribution. And so, the chief would like to congratulate CERT for their extraordinary service and thank the members of the fire department who were the backbone of the heavy lifting. And that ends our report.
Okay. On our list here in our package, you saw that there were some donations.
Yeah.
I'd like a motion to accept the donations listed in our packet. Seconded. Liam was the first. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Deputy Chief's report.
I combined the two chiefs' reports,
okay.
yes.
All right. Nobody here from Southport? Nobody here from Stratfield? Local 1426, you're here.
I am. We're in month 7 of not having a contract. Given the current inflation, it's starting to wear on the members greatly. Noticed a definite downturn in morale, and we do some more negotiating tomorrow. Hopefully it gets better. Otherwise, COVID's taken its toll on us. We usually have, 2 or 3 people out a day now, bringing it home to their families from work. That gets tiresome as well. That's it. Otherwise, great. If it wasn't for money or health, everything else is perfect.
Good to hear.
I like to end on a positive note. That's my
I like that. That was perfect.
compliment sandwich.
Okay, before I move on, again, were there any questions for the deputy chief?
Yeah, just wanted to know.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Hey, Chief, I know the percentage back up for response over 90% now for AMR. I know we had a problem for a while with that staffing for ALS with paramedics. Do we still have an issue with that?
Well, they still are having problems with paramedics, and I think, as the chief said, it's kind of a nationwide thing, but they're working with, different incentives that they have, and they're hoping that they're more successful. So it's a work in progress. We do have one of our members, Lieutenant Pinkney, as our new EMS coordinator, and he has worked in the as a paramedic, so we feel he'll be able to get at the root of some of their problems also, and at least let us know if they're making improvement or if they're not. We have been listening to all reports from members of the department when they've had quality issues, and we've tried to be do immediate action and ask AMR's, leadership, what the story is and what the problems are. So we are, it's very much in the forefront, so we're trying to keep up on it.
Okay. I know we looked at one point about initiating EMS within the department here, at least a couple of years ago. I think that was explored, right? And if we're continuing to have problems with that, I don't know if there's a desire at some point for us to revisit that.
Right. I think the chief constantly will revisit as we evaluate whether they're able to make their goals.
Thanks.
Yeah, the switch is not as easy as it seems, and we'd likely at this stage have the same kind of thing. I do want to revisit and just remind you, Deputy, that we talked about helping by introducing EMT into the school system potentially, but in order to be really worthwhile, we have to solve the ride-along problem for those under 18. And as the legislature goes in session, that might be something we want to look at.
Yes.
Any other questions for the chief?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Item 11, CERT. Norma, are you here?
Hello? Yes, sir
Yeah.
is here. I don't really
Okay.
have a report beyond what the chief said, except it was kind of interesting. Even when the distribution was over on that cold Sunday, or wasn't over, even though it had pared down a bit, a lot of the CERT members were still happy to stay and help clean up. So it was great. And the only thing I can add is we are planning on having a new CERT basic training class for 5 Saturdays starting February 26th. So if you know anyone who might be interested, then send the info to me. That's it.
Okay. Norma, this is Joe, the chairman here. I just want to let you know that the first one that was at Roger Ludlow, I actually drove through that, and it was the most well-organized thing that I've seen in a long time. From the time that I started on Mill Plain Road to the time I got out on Umpqua Road, I bet you it was under 10 minutes. I mean, it was moving quick. Out of, friends and community members that I talked to, everybody was quite impressed how well that went. So, hats off to your guys, and just so that, you bring that back, that we recognized it here at the commission on how well the job was done.
Oh, great. I will pass that along. Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else? Questions for Norma? No? Under old business, we have charter revision. I have not received anything other than the stuff that I have from, Commissioner Brennan. So, I'd like to get working on this. If you do have some other ideas, whatever, I'm gonna send an email out, just to remind people to, review the charter and get it back to me, so that we can, put it on the agenda again to discuss, possible changes.
And Joe, I'm supposed to send the town attorney my comments unless you want to, and ask him to find the original case and review it. Do you want to do that as chair?
What I would like to do would be to wait a bit and see if we can get, if there's any more comments, suggestions, or changes, so that we can give it to them all at the same time and not keep giving it to them piecemeal.
Well, Joe, this was separate because it was about finding the original Walsh versus, City of Bridgeport versus Walsh case. So we could do the case lookup.
Well, if you want to send that off to them to do some research, then you have my blessings and permission to do that.
Thanks.
You'll have more of the information at the end.
Was to get him started, because if case law hasn't changed, it's a big issue.
Right. Okay. Anything else under charter revision?
No.
New business? Public comment?
The only thing I would add in terms of recruitment, and the chief referenced it, is it is going slowly. The chief has asked the company to look at the seasonality and how many applications did we have at this stage 2 years ago versus what we ended up with. Because right now we're light. The hope is that a lot of it came in closer to the actual deadline. But the other thing is I suggested, and he appears to have followed through already, that we go through our chaplain to get to the Council of Churches in Bridgeport, and then he also get a comparable contact down in Norwalk to try to use them as a conduit to reach a broader audience. And I bring this up because we need the commissioners to think about what other avenues or what other introductions they can provide. The NAACP, the Black Caucus actually hasn't followed through, even though we've tried. So we're looking for as many avenues as we can because we need recruits. That's it.
Okay, thank you. New business? Oh, we did new business, public comment, okay. 15, to hear and consider and act upon any other business that shall come before the fire commission meeting. Nothing? Make a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned.